Righteous Reign, Episode 3, Rampant Rampage, by T.J. MacDonald. Narrated by Thomas J. MacDonald. Copyright 2016, Thomas J. MacDonald, all rights reserved. To my brother Louis, his wife Teresa, and my sister Linda and her beautiful daughters. Episode 3, Forward. As I recount this part of the George Bryant saga, much is still happening. It is only partially told in the past tense, because I felt the need to relate it while things are still unfolding. These are desperate times, born of our deeply held belief we lived in a panacea. Everything seemed perfect, until the Isesinis arrived and executed some kind of rampant rampage to acquire our entire federation. Now we are just a band of rebels fighting a guerrilla war. But Fleet Admiral Bryant has a plan. It may not end this struggle, but it will put a dent in our adversary's forces, if it succeeds. George's story is one of leadership. Though he's a man of deep feelings, strong convictions, and impeccable ethics, he is also a tactical genius who has always been able to plan and wage wars on a galactic scale. If the scheme fails, it will be our Federation's last gasp. If it succeeds, we will live on to fight another day. Regardless, we are now nomads, with very little outside support. Admiral Kurt Brubacher, Inspector General. Chapter 1, In the Here and Now. Friday, August 2nd, 2267. Quote, Only a man who knows what it is like to be defeated can reach down to the bottom of his soul and come up with the extra ounce of power it takes to win when the match is even. Muhammad Ali. Everyone aboard kind of wonders how I can keep up such a personal regimen, but I find that exercise keeps me physically and mentally sharp. It also allows me to exorcise my, quote, Helena demons. Though she died 5 years ago last March, I miss her as much as I did the day it happened. If I jog from the lifts forward in the starboard corridors, then skirt the bow and head for the stern, rounding it and returning up the port passageways to the elevators, each lap of each deck of the FSS Examiner is 0.8 of a kilometer. That means I complete 10 kilometers every day by using the 12 levels that permit this course. All OFSA warships are immense. The frigate, our smallest class, is built on a platform based on a minimum area required for our relativistic gravity generators, and their overall size is designed to fit the basic needs of a deep space craft on long-term assignments. All others are multiples of this class, adjusted for specific requirements. The cruisers are assembled on a bigger platform. The carriers are grander still. They support 110 Raptor fighters and over 1,500 Marines, besides their operational crew. And the supercarriers have 150% of the volume of the carriers and are the headquarters stations of all the senior tactical field commands. Their enormous size sustains the several thousand staff personnel a headquarters needs to manage its subordinates. These command stations are also the temporary supply depots for these subsidiaries. They are like central warehouses storing extra food, gases, fuel, and ammunition. Each is 865 meters along the keel by 330 meters abeam. At 161 meters high, they stand 17 decks tall. Headquarters stations offer all the services of a small city, but they are also armed for battle and their own defense. Over 100 cannon batteries and 140 missile launch platforms are scattered among a myriad of torpedo ports, docking bays, and 2 fighter launch tubes gracing port and starboard sides. 220 fighter craft sit in its hangars. One of these monsters is a threat, but this is a headquarters for fleets of many similarly equipped ships. By the time I return to our quarters, I am emotionally and mentally prepared to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?